And now we welcome Aasmah Mir to Studio Live. Lovely to meet you, Aasmah. Thanks for coming in today.
You're very welcome. Lovely to meet another Celtic cousin.
Celtic cousin. Scotland meets Ireland. Caledonia meets Hibernia. It's all colliding here today on the airwaves. And, I've been listening to you on Times Radio and since I landed in the UK. And I'm always struck by, apart from obviously your erudition and insight, I'm struck by the ungodly, unearthly hour you have to rise to do a show like that, which is what time does your alarm start kicking off?
The first alarm is 3 a.m. The second one is 3:05. I do have 4 alarms.
Okay, where are they?
3 o'clock, 3:05, 3:10, 3:15. By 3:15 it's bad.
You know you're in trouble?
Yeah, well, not in trouble, but you know that, you're going to be, if you've got to put tights on, it's going to be messy.
Yeah, I find that.
You don't know, yeah.
Well, that's between me and my... No. But that is a terribly early start. And do you live near the station or do you?
No, not anymore. I used to live just up the road.
Yeah.
It used to be 10 minutes in the car in the morning. Now it's 40. But I live in a much nicer place, so it's worth it.
That's the payoff. That's the payoff. And you live with your daughter?
I do. She's 8.
Yes. How's everything going?
She's so rude.
Yeah. She's
already.
She's developing into the young woman she will become.
Yeah. No, I do obviously love her to bits.
Of course you do.
But I said to her last night, I said, please, can you go to sleep? I've got a big day tomorrow. I've got to do the show, and then I've got to do the book stuff. She went, oh, not this again, Mummy. Oh, it's always about you. And I'm like, oh, no, it's not.
It is,
it's certainly not.
It is. She's right. I'm with your daughter on this one. No.
Every single thing, everything I do in my life is for her, with her, about her. I mean, I sit there and I take her to this sewing club.
Yeah.
I take her to library club.
Yeah.
I never get to do my program meeting properly because she's in the background screeching in my ear.
Yes.
So everything revolves around her.
I'm okay, you put a good case, but I'm going to argue, as in part of my rebuttal, and suggest that anyone who does a job that you do or that I do, generally it's all about us at home.
Well, no, that's true. That's true. Yeah, we have massive egos. We do have
egos. There's an element to that.
We do. You like to pretend we don't.
Well, yeah,
we're so down to earth. Oh, don't get me a coffee. I'll get it myself. I've got a massive ego because I'm on the radio.
Can't help yourself. But your daughter is actually, when she's older, and I'm going to go to your book because when she's older, this book will be really important for her. I mean, because it's history, it's oral history, it's your mother, it's your story.
It's her granny.
Exactly. It's her granny and her great granny's features in it, and it's the culture that you all share as a family. And she'll be I think when she's older, she'll be fascinated. She can retrace the steps through food and through geography.
Yeah.
Tell us about the book, A Glasgow Girl.
So I will say, first of all, that she has read it, but she says, I only read your bits, Mummy, not Granny's bits, or Nanny, as we call her, because I don't understand them. So she's read them. She says, there's a rude word on page 3.
She didn't mess around.
No, she found it straight away. So A Glasgow Girl it's a memoir.
Yes.
It's kind of story of me growing up in Glasgow. That's why it's changed its name. It used to be called A Pebble in the Throat, hardback, but now it's A Glasgow Girl in paperback.
Nice.
And it's also about my mum's journey from Pakistan to Glasgow, and she became a Glasgow girl as well at the age of 23. She's still there. Actually, she's in Pakistan right now, but she's still in Glasgow. She still lives there, and she's 80. So we're both Glasgow girls.
I can't imagine. I don't know, so I can only ask you from what I've been reading that you in your book, the transition from one country to another, particularly for your mother, it's not easy. I mean, it's simply a massive, culturally, meteorologically, gastronomically, but all these things, they matter.
It's so true. But what I would say, Ryan, is that I think it is easier to make that switch and to deal with all that kind of culture clash stuff when you're in your 20s, you're married, you've had a really stable childhood in a country where everyone looks like you, as opposed to being kind of one of a few people who looked a bit different in the 70s and the 80s. And so you never really had that secure childhood.
Like you're describing yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you had an amazingly secure, and I never ever underestimate the power of that childhood, home life, everything. It was amazing. But it was difficult. It was really difficult. It was the 70s, and I was the only person who wasn't white at my school, definitely in my class.
That's a big ask.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and obviously people were a bit, kids could be a bit mean, and in a way I don't think they would be today because there's so many more of people who look like me.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a struggle, but there were so many amazing people. Like I talk about my, she's kind of like my surrogate gran, but she was the woman who looked after us when my mum and dad were at work, and her name was Helen, and she was like a white Scottish British little 4'11", just, full of kindness woman. And she looked after us, basically. She's with us for 28 years.
You're Mary Poppins.
Yes. And she was just, what a kind, and all the people that worked with my dad in his business, they were all so kind, so loyal. So there were a lot of amazing people, but obviously it was difficult along the way. And I don't write this in any sense of bitterness. It's just, it happened. Yeah. You have to just you have to kind of see how far we've come.
No, it's not Frank McCourt, you're not, sackcloth and ashes saying, poor me, look what happened to me.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a chronology of the facts of the matter.
Yeah.
And as I was reading it, and you described this scene with the school kid saying such and such a thing to you or about you.
Yeah.
And I was kind of thinking in my head, like a micro aggression, to use modern parlance, or a micro racism. But when you were 7, 8, 9, 10, that's not micro at all. That's everything.
I suppose it is.
That's
just
your
because,
planet.
Yeah, because when you're a kid, it's like my daughter's doing it now as well, in that she's trying to fit in, but she can't fit in that much because she's much taller than everyone, and she wears glasses, and she she loves studying. She just got to a new
kind
school.
Of different.
So she wants to fit in, but she knows that she can't because she's too different. So she's just kind of trying to find her place. But everyone wants to fit in. I think maybe girls more than boys. Everyone wants to fit in when they're at school. They just want to be like everyone else. They don't want to stick out in a bad way, until they find their place.
Yes.
So I think twas ever thus, and it will always be like that, I think.
I noticed a lot of reference to food in the book, and in some ways you can tell. I don't know if it's a metaphor is the right word, but you can follow the map of your family's genealogy through the spices, to the ketchup, to the iron brew. Yes. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of this amazing. It's like in Indiana Jones, the cars going along the map, but in your case, it's just a basket picking up different foodstuffs.
I don't know how you feel about because we're roughly similar age. I'm a bit older than you, but kind of growing up in the kind of 70s and 80s, it felt like food was fuel.
Completely.
But it was also really important. But you ate what you were given. You were given one thing. It usually involved bread or butter, and you just ate the damn thing. And I think food was so important to us, and sweets were so important.
Yes.
I don't know whether that was a West of Scotland thing.
Yeah. No, I was loving your consistent reference to the penny sweets and all these different things. But they were part of the childhood experience.
Totally. Whereas obviously today, you can get anything, anytime, anywhere, but also we're much more aware of what's good and what's bad for us, because my teeth were a mess, and I had to have a lot of work on my teeth, like most Scottish people of my age. But food was everything. It kept us warm. It kind of bound us together. It was everything back then. It was really weird.
And it was ever thus. I mean, isn't it the ancient Greeks? If you break bread, you become friends. And it's just a different class. If you open the iron brew, you're
exactly
welcome. What I wanted to do is just ask you a little bit about life after divorce at 50. I was struck by the piece you did for the Times magazine the other day. Great shoot, great photo shoot as well. You looked amazing.
That picture's also on the back of the paperback.
Oh, I see.
There's only one good photo of me, and we just keep
Don't
using it.
Say that.
It is true.
Why you do this kind of? It's almost like an Irish thing where you go, no, this is €5 pennies. Just like I said to you earlier, I said you look amazing. All you have to say is thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Aasmah. I mean, that wasn't too hard. So let me just talk to you about that. That you spoke publicly about something that's very private. And how are you?
I'm okay now. It was a bit of a nightmare. I was pretty much 3 years ago, and it was quite a sudden thing, and it was quite brutal actually. Because you always think if you break up, it'll be really like grown up, and and it'll be mutual, and you'll still be good friends and all that stuff. But no, it wasn't like that.
That's fiction, yeah.
Yeah, that is fiction. I think it happens for some people.
Of course it does.
Yeah, and then the co-parenting side of things. I just hate it when people say, "Oh yeah, well we just co-parent and it's so easy." It's not easy, because it's very difficult, and it's difficult for a child to have two bases, and you have to think about the child, and ultimately someone's kind of going to feel that they have got a raw deal out of it. But you just have to go with the flow, see something that works this year might not work next year, and then you change it, and you just have to try to keep everyone happy as usual.
As usual. But I use this metaphor, I'll say it it again, is that when the kids are little and you've got your daughter, she's 8, they're in the harbour, and the two arms are the harbour, right? So in this case, it's your ex-husband and it's you, and then they hit 18, as mine have, and they head out, and there's a lighthouse on either side.
Okay.
So that they're not in the harbour, but the lights just, if you're stuck, come, one of us will be there for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's you find peace in the valley.
Yeah,
in due
but
course.
of course, so you've got like 20,
daughters, 25 and 19,
and mine's 8, so and we're the same age. So let's do the maths here. Somebody
got in there
on with it at the right time, and someone did not.
Yeah, no, there's no right time.
But it's fine.
You have a beautiful daughter, and that's what happened in the world.
Yes,
and here we are. The dating scene, what's it like? Is it insane?
So I don't do it. I haven't done it. So the whole point of that piece was that, and the worst thing is, Ryan, I've had the maddest emails. Can I just read you an email?
Well, let's keep it legal and don't identify the sender.
I won't do that.
You're a pro.
Hi, how are you doing? You are really beautiful. I'd love to talk to you sometime and get to know you better. I'm 51 and single. I live in Minnesota. That's the latest email that I got off the back of that piece that I did in the Times magazine.
I'm just going to make a comment on that, whoever that was. Like, first of all, hats off for having the guts to send it. But secondly, give us a bit of colour, a bit of detail, you are very attractive.
I've had others. Another one said, your piece was quite boring, but if you want, I can take you out. Delete.
Wow.
And I just want to say one thing, because people will be like, oh, you're so boasting, all these men want to go out with you. No, that isn't the point. No. The point of the piece was, oh my God, I went on my last date 20 years ago in 2004 with the person who became my husband. What is going on now? It's insane. So it wasn't actually, please someone date me. It was, how do you do this?
What to do now?
So hold that email. Don't send any more emails.
Don't send it just yet, and stop. And if you're going to send one, just a bit of class. She's a classy woman. To me, class with class, please.
I haven't dated anyone and don't intend to, because I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and we'll wait until when I stop doing this job, then maybe at that point. But I'm too tired.
Yeah, you might be surprised. You could be sitting in the lift, standing in the lift. Somebody goes, Anyway,
that doesn't happen anymore. Everyone's on their
phones.
It's so naff.
No, hang on. Just keep your mind open and your options open. Okay. When you came in, you were doing a bit of filming, and you were doing a bit of, the phone was out and all that.
Insta baby.
We were having a little kind of notes comparing moment about being of our age that we are, even though one of us looks at it and it's not you.
Thank you.
She's learning. This is amazing.
Did you mean me?
I did.
Oh, thank
yeah. Never doubt yourself. But this is great. What a great exercise for us both. But the point I'm making is that and we were saying we're not brilliant at it.
No, I'm rubbish at Instagram.
And we're mocked by friends and family.
Everyone, my daughter is just like, I can do that. Oh, mummy, what are you doing? That's cringe. I am cringe.
You are cringe.
I'm cringe.
You're not.
I'm proud of it.
Yeah, but I'm proud of it.
I'm cringe.
I'm taking a cringe and
I'm
proud of it.
I'm child of the 70s, man. I'm cringe.
Of course. Don't expect us to be fully au fait.
No.
Do you have much more to do with in terms of book publicity? Are you on the move now?
I'm going to go and do a little bit on Times Radio. I've got a couple of book festivals, a Paisley Book Festival this weekend.
That'll be fun.
The Boswell Book Festival in May. It's a festival just for memoirs, which is so lovely. I do love this side. I obviously love talking to people like you, and I love being in the radio studios. See, you're good at it
learning.
too.
Yeah, thank you.
But the book festivals are something else.
Yeah.
They're so much fun. You get to see the whites of people's eyes. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's a different story. Well, look, when the election starts kicking off, maybe come up every now and again and give us the rundown. I'd love to see you and to talk to you about that. A Glasgow Girl, congratulations.
Thank you.
Really, really lovely dissection of your family history. And look, so many people will completely chime and resonate with this book. So I think they're going to love it, picking up. Aasmah Mir is the author, our guest this morning. This afternoon, I should say. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Good luck with it all. Okay, wonderful.
Virgin Radio.